Hey everybody. Hi Amy. Welcome. How you doing? Yee, little wave. Who's here? Check in time. Sorry you guys, I feel like I just crawled out of bed. It's been one of those kind of days. Um, it's been cold and rainy all day long, and it's going to be cold and rainy all month long until about the 18th of May is when it starts to get into the 70s again. But it's going to be 50s for a solid week and rainy, and then, inching up into the 60s and hopefully, summer weather by the time of Memorial Day. Hi, Becca. Um, it's like this year, May showers brought April flowers. This has been backwards. Switch April and May. I mean, we had a lot of really warm days in March, and so all of the flowers came out. The trees are full leaf at the very beginning of May. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And now it's going cold and wet. But there's a pattern here. I've noticed in the last several years. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a big pain back here. Okay, who's got a pain in their head? Somebody take care of it, please. Hi, baby Joe. Welcome. But I'm noticing a pattern of springs being, winters, of course, being warmer than what I grew up with. That's been going on for a while now. But now we get, not as freezing cold winter, which is why the ticks are so horrendous this year. And um, and then we go into this really cold, wet May. So when everything is blooming, all the fruit trees are in blossom, and then we go into this danger of frosts and freezes, and it's kind of terrifying. Hi, Sherry. Hey, welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. It has been a stressful as hell week from last Wednesday on. We took Pi in, and he got neutered last Wednesday, a week ago. And he was coming back from that just fine. He came back and ate like a little horse and was, resting. And the next day, not a lot of energy. And by Friday, he was starting to pick up. And we thought, good, he's getting back to normal. And then Saturday, he started throwing up. And it was nothing but foam. And he did it like 3 times, really spread out throughout the day. And on one of those, he puked up a little piece of one of my licorice toffee wrappers. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, hi, Marcy. I thought, uh-oh, he ate a plastic wrapper. But then I went and looked at the wrappers, and they're paper. And I thought, okay, so that would just break it. They just, go very soft. So I thought, well, that's not it. But we were worried about it. And so we watched him on Saturday, and it's like he wasn't in distress. He wasn't in pain. His eyes were clear. His coat wasn't looking funny. You could squish his belly all over the place and no distress at all. And his boils were looking fine. So it's like, let's see what he's like tomorrow. Well, he slept all night Saturday, not a problem. First thing he did Sunday morning was get up and puke up foam. And it's like, okay, have you seen him go to the litter box? Is he eating or drinking or anything? So we watched him that day. He drank something. He drank some water, and he peed. And it's like, okay, yay. No, wait, Sunday morning is when we got up, because Saturday night we watched him. He got up and puked Sunday morning. It's like, we need to take him somewhere. He's, I'm worried we need to take him somewhere. This isn't right, because he's just puking up foam, and, So we decided to take him to one of the vet ERs. And if you're in the U.S., you probably already know about this, and you have pets. Vet is one thing. But the ER, we pulled up, they came out. I was on the phone with one woman giving her our information, and then the other woman came out to take him in. And she's talking to my husband, and it's like, okay, I can't talk to 2 people at once. I told this woman to hold on. The other one is saying, well, for diagnostics, just for x-rays and blood work is $783. Can you pay for that? It's like, no. Why no, I can't. I don't own that much money right now. And I said, what about just x-rays? He doesn't need blood work. We think he, ate a wrapper or something. Well, that's $500. And then, well, can you apply for care credit? Can you? And I'm thinking, Jesus. So I immediately started crying and went into a full-blown panic attack. And I was just sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Because if you have panic disorder, you know that when the panic starts, you can't think your way out of a wet paper bag. So, except to run, run, run. So I said, we can't do it. I'm sorry, we can't do it. Got off the phone with him. Cliff started driving home, and I'm like, wait, pull over. Just stop the car. I can't take motion right now. I need to think. And I was texting with my daughter, and she was offering help. But it's like, okay, he's not looking sick. He's not acting sick, except that he's just, doesn't have a lot of energy because he hasn't been eating. So we took him back home. And it's like we just have to decide what to do. Now, of course, by this time I'm in panic attack, so I am not thinking at all. The thing I never thought of was go to the paperwork from where we got him neutered. We took him to a clinic. There's a facility called One of a Kind Pets in Akron, and it's a rescue. And they have an adoption center, and they have a clinic, and they do all kinds of, they do, TNR stuff, and that's trap, neuter, release. If you're not familiar, and they, extremely reasonable spays and neuterings and shots, and, so they're a wonderful facility, but I just never thought to pull that paperwork out. Why? I don't know. I'm just thinking the clinic's only there Monday through Friday. So, Sunday, I said, we've just got to get water in him, and it's not like he was puking all the time. I think it was 3 times on Sunday, very spread out, but the last couple times were like bile. So it's like, we got to get water in him. So we took a dropper, and Cliff and I, every time, we could, and he would just kind of go like this with his mouth. You could put it in the corner of his mouth and squeeze it in. So we kept water going in. And by this time, I'm just so worried. So I thought, well, I'm going to call One of a Kind in the morning. And he slept under my bed all night. And then I felt him jump up on the bed at like 4:15, and I woke up, and he went meow, meow, and I thought, I'm going to try. So I got out one of his licky treats, and he ate it. He didn't clean up, which he usually does, but he ate it. And I thought, okay, this is good. We're moving in the right direction. Let's see what he's like in the morning. In the morning, he seemed to be okay. I offered him more food, didn't quite want it. We were still giving him water. I emailed One of a Kind, and they said, bring him to our recheck clinic in the afternoon, and on the paperwork, of course, is an emergency number over the weekend that we could have called, and they would have said it's probably, bring him in, we'll give him a shot for nausea from the anesthesia. But I didn't do any of those things because I couldn't think right. So it was too late to take him in on Monday. We watched him all day Monday, and water, and he ate several licky treats. He ate one in the afternoon, he ate one at night. So it's like, okay, we were planning to take him in Tuesday. Tuesday morning, he got up, ran downstairs, ate like a horse, wanted to play fetch with Cliff. Monday night, he wanted to play fetch with Cliff, too. He just didn't have a lot of energy. So, and then he came up and woke me up. Usually, he sleeps with me. He sleeps like right here, and he puts his little head on my shoulder. That's his routine now. And then he gets up when Cliff gets up about 6:30. And Cliff says he will sit at the bottom of the stairs and wait until he hears me get up, and then he runs up the stairs to greet me. But he didn't wait to hear me. This time he got up, jumped up on the bed, meow, meow, and he woke me up to tell me he was feeling better. And he's 100% back to normal. He got 100% back to normal like a light switch. Got up Tuesday morning, all better. So this is just, who would have thought? A highly sensitive person witch would get a highly sensitive familiar, because he is that Scorpio moon. He's just a sensitive little boy. So anyway, that was my adventure of the weekend, and it just took so much energy out of my body. And then we've got, gray, rainy, and cold. Gray, rainy I have no problem with, but in the springtime I like it warm, and it's fucking cold. So anyway, that's my trauma for the week. And, it's always kind of an invitation to do the shame dance, because I think about, why didn't I, and I should have, and why didn't I think of it? So I've had to learn to forgive myself um, for my disorders. Forgive myself when my brain gets hijacked by stress and panic and I can't think. You know, it's just, I can get to a point where I kind of step aside. It's sort of like step out of myself and look back. And then I learn something about my disorder and I say, okay, I see it happening. When it's happening and you're in it, you don't have that perspective. A lot of the time you don't have that perspective. I'm getting more perspective where I can say, okay, stop, I'm panicking. You know, here's what's going on. I'm having a panic attack, rather than call 911 because I think I'm going to die. So, progress. Anyway, here I am, and I hope Pi will come up. He's been such a lovey boy. Oh my God, such a lovey boy. Now that he doesn't have that nut juice running the show, you know. Yep, I agree, Marcy. It's, you know, it's so hard. And I went on, there's an amazing Facebook group called the Weirdo Cat Lovers of Cleveland. And they're people that do rescues like crazy, or just, you know, people that love cats, and everybody is so very supportive. And I posted on there before we went to the ER, does anybody have an opinion about which way, here's what's going on? And, you know, because there were 2 facilities to choose from. And, you know, then I was talking about what the emergency rooms charge. And then I found out that if you contact one of the mods on this Facebook page and you're having that kind of problem, they have money, they have people that donate, and they can help you out. So, goddess bless them. But somebody got on there and was, well, people should really be aware of, you know, what it costs to own pets before they get one. And, you know, just kind of, and oh, did they gang up on her. No, it wasn't really a pile-on, but there were a couple people that said, excuse me, she's asking about this, that's got nothing to do with it. And, you know, we rescue cats too. We take in, you know, cats and kittens. We've had so many of our cats have shown up on our back porch skinny and dirty. And, you know, we've rescued them and we do our best. So anyway, all right, that's enough blabbing. That's enough blabbing. We have a choice tonight. I want to know what you guys think. So please jump in with opinions as quickly as ever you may. All right. I know there's like a lag. There's a buffer. Let me do this. Froud's Faeries are for sure. The choice is between Ludy, Lescot or Morgan's. This is the box for Ludy. And this is the box for Morgan's. Morgan's is that super wacky, hippie kind of deck. Ludy's Lescot is very dark, but it's a deck that I will look them up because there's like a little verse. The meanings are unique to this deck, but there's sort of an esoteric-y, poetic little verse. And I thought I'd try that. We're under a Pisces moon tonight, so messages should be easy for me. Fingers crossed. So what do you think, you guys? Morgan's or Ludy? Run the Jeopardy theme in your head. Whilst I get a drink of water. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to give you a moment. Okay. Thank you, Sherry. This is what I set up for Beltane, and blue and green are like my 2 very favorite colors. I love deep, deep blue, cobalt blue. This color is my very favorite. And the kind of cobalt blue that is almost into ultraviolet, it's a color that it's like I know I'm not seeing that whole color because my eyes can't. But, alrighty. I am going to Lucy. I'm going to go wash my hands because I forgot to. I'll be right back. I will look for your responses when I come back. right. Here I am with clean hands. Ah. All right. So I have one for Ludy and one for Morgan's. Oh, Marcy says Morgan's too. Okay. Well, we got 2 for Morgan's. I got 10 watching. Come on, you guys, check in. What would you like to see? I mean, why don't we do a general reading to start off with, and then you can see how each of them talks. Let's do that. And nobody has to make a decision. Okay, so let's get ready here. And settle into your body. Feel the connection that we have with each other over the internet. And I will also tell you I've been having a hell of a time talking this week, so this will be interesting. Feel our connection through energy. It's through energy. The matter that makes up your computer is also energy. It's just moving very slowly. So we connect through this energy and ground. Put your grounding cord down. Put your roots down. Wow. Okay, you guys. I am feeling like I feel like I'm spinning, not in a bad way. And let's ask in our allies and ancestors, guides and guardians. Ingrid and Lloyd, come be with me, especially, and you too, Jessica, and you too, my samurai. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. My ears are open to you. I offer you fresh water, and I offer you the fire of Azrael. I offer to you, and I offer to these decks as well. These feel so good because these are old school decks and they shuffle so well and they're not difficult to handle in any way. So, interesting. Okay. This is a deck that I think I'm going to re-unbox because I did it like 8 years ago or something. Ridiculous like that. And to the fairies, I offer this to you. And you know what? I'm going to pour the last of my little bottle of brandy in offering. Because when you're talking to the fairies, a little bit of brandy or a little bit of whiskey is never ever amiss, and that is just like the last glass in the bottle. So I put that here for you, my dear fairies. And let's take one from each and see what we get. All right. I was going to ask, thank you for saying that, Marcy, because I was going to ask everyone, all right, here, we've got one here, how you've been feeling lately, because I am here to tell you that depression has been horrendous for me, just horrendous. Yesterday was bad. Thank God Pi was feeling better because I sure wasn't. All right, there we go. We've got... I think I had like 2, just out of curiosity. They're coming out in chunks, so I'm going to leave those chunks separate. And now let's see. And Jihabya. All right, I'm going to have to get books. Be back again. This is the night of Luna jumping up from her chair. Luna leaving. Luna, be right back. Be right back. What would you guys do if I just like walked out once and never came back? That would be hilarious. Okay, so I will get to Habya. We have the Virgin Sun Queen here. So she, I am looking at as the Queen of Beltane, the goddess of Beltane, the Sun Queen, talking about shining our light, talking about positivity, hope, empowerment, self-identity. She's virgin, which means no partner, no husband, no owner. I love the way my crystal is glowing tonight. Yay. So looking at being empowered, and I might go through this one because Morgan's Tarot, you have to just go through until you find the card. Ludy, Lescot, what we got was the Hanged Man. Yeah, I'm going to go through this. Here we go. Good, I didn't have to go far. Oh my God, there's a long meaning. Out of primordial consciousness, the positive and the negative manifest the world. Wow. The goddess can in no way be abstracted into a principle of the universe. All right, let me just read this first paragraph. The earth is, so out of primordial consciousness, the positive and the negative manifest in the world. Manifest the world. The earth is a mother, but she is not the goddess. The moon reflects the light of the sun, but the goddess is no mere mirror. Infinitely deep, she is indifferent to the precocious gods who play on the surface with minute shadows. The goddess can in no way be abstracted into a principle of the universe. Traditionally, the moon is the highest feminine symbol. However, all tradition and authority is subject to potential dissolution. Most authorities disagree on certain obscure major points. We can therefore conclude that the present wishy-washy state represents the only real truth and that the universe is in a state of flux. Well, duh. Those who are looking for certainty should, in most cases, not read books but search their own soul. Thus, the goddess is also the mass and form into which you are constantly stumbling, but the meaning of the Virgin Sun Queen must ever elude us. Okay. This is Morgan's Tarot. You're on your own is what the book should say. So Virgin Sun Queen, what I just see there is I think of our Hail Mother prayer and I hear, Queen of the Universe, Queen of the Universe, the power of the universe. But, there's the duality of the universe. There's the unity and then immediately we have the duality. And part of our experience of that duality is potency and fertility. Those are the two different things. Potency is the male, fertility is the female. So I want you to think about what those two things mean. Potency is the outgoing. Fertility is the incoming, bringing in that potency and enfolding that power. He puts out pure energy. She takes it in and makes it into form. She is manifest reality. If you can touch it, if you can perceive it with your senses, it is made by the goddess. It is of the goddess. So, okay. Then, let's look at Ludy, Lescot and the Hanged Man. So we're stepping into, the goddess divine showing up right out the bat. This says, memory is like a cemetery of illusions. No matter where you turn your head, look upward and forward. Okay. So, talking about our memories being our subjective perceptions and not objective reality. And so it's a cemetery. And this is a dark deck, if you didn't know that. Very bright deck, very dark deck. And so they're talking about, a cemetery. The events are gone, but the memory lives there. So you could think of memories as kind of like the ghost of events. And sometimes what sticks in our memory, it's interesting when you're talking to somebody that lived through the same experience as you, and their memories are completely different because we are all in our own place. We all have our own filters. We all have our own interpretations and perceptions. So memories are tricky, is what that's about. The impact is what counts. Not matter where you, okay, wow, now I'm reading the words. Not matter where you turn your head, look upward and forward. Okay, so it's just, Hanged Man is just saying don't get lost in illusion and memory. The Sun Queen is there. The light is shining in the here and now. You know, put your vision there rather than into old memories. And then Habya is one of the challengers. And I get him, there's Gotcha. I kind of get him and Gotcha mixed up. And Habya is about imaginary fears. So, I think the three might kind of go well together tonight, you think? I don't know. Is that going to be too much for me? It usually is. We'll find out. So, time to step out of our illusions and our fears, time to acknowledge them. Yes, as Becca said, kind of glad to know it's not just her, but Marcy, that heavy energy that's the depression. You know, that's what I'm feeling, is that heavy energy. And so we are reminded here of the true energy of the universe and the nature of that energy, and not to get lost in our memories, which can bring up fears, which can bring up trauma. All right. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go, you know, free form. I literally do not have the physical and mental and emotional energy to like make big decisions right now. It's like everybody else make decisions for me. Okay, let's get rolling. Let me keep Ludy Lescot next to me. All right, all three of you. I think I'm not going to spread and pick. I'm just going to go through the deck and pick. All right. So let's go with our Tauruses. And all right. I mean, I can shuffle, but it's not, and there we go. All right, this might be the whole of the message here. Maybe I'll take one Ludy with this one. But we've got freak, eternal bliss, and no trips without a tripper. All right. So, what I'm looking at here, this eternal bliss, this Om symbol, if you can see it. Should I zoom you in? I don't know if you can see that any better. My lights just wash things out. I need to white balance stuff. Does that make any difference at all? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay. So, talking about the experience of bliss. It's a mind blower. There is that experience where you really do feel union. You feel union with yourself. You feel union with everything, where the barriers and the boundaries fall away. It can make you freak out a little bit. It can raise your consciousness to the point where people don't know how to relate to you or you to them. And so you can look like a little bit of a freak. Look at this guy's got 3 boobs. Can you see? So, and then no trips without a tripper. That again alludes to the subjectivity of our experience, that wherever you go, there you are. You can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from your karma. You can't run away from, you know, from this, the ego and the brain and the stories that they tell us. So let's go on and see here. So the thing is to get beyond that tripper, you know, who's the one that's tripping? Who is the one that's depressed right now? And if you say, well, you know, it's me and it's the little kid, okay, who is that little kid? It's kind of the game of breaking down the identity, because the identity, this body and the name that we wear is not who we are. It's not who we are. And we got the Fool here. This one came up when I was asking the decks if they wanted to take part tonight. So check this out. I met a mad and powerful spirit during my travels. Travels, Tripper? I heard his music play for me. I continued along my path because I was not ready to lose myself forever. And to me, that sounds like bad news. Not ready to lose yourself forever means I'm not ready to let go of my ego. I am not ready to experience my eternal self. So here, you know, the eternal bliss here in the eternal self, we have to be willing to let the ego die. We have to be willing to dissolve this identity that we feel is concrete, but it's not. You know, if you think about how different you are now than when you were a little kid, are you the same person? Yes and no. And if you think about, you know, who you were in maybe a bad marriage or in a, you know, a particular relationship or when you were in college, are you that same person now? What parts of you are? And who is that person, you know? So we really need to be willing, I think, to follow the Fool and lose ourselves forever. Okay. We have the Fairy Godmother and Taom the Poet. These are going to be long, you guys. Taurus, this may be your big celebration, and I may pare it down for the rest of the people. But Fairy Godmother is there to grant you wishes. She's there to take care of you. But Taom the Poet is the seducer. Or is that the Glanconer? Hold on. No, I think Taom is about the arts and writing. All right, hold on. Yep, this is going to be too long if I do all three of them. And I will kick my own ass. All right. Clear sight, poetry, erotic energy, laughter, not getting into serious mischief. So he's talking about lightening up and letting your life become poetry. So Fairy Godmother here says, just ask for what you need. You know, what do you need right now, Taurus? What can I do for you? What in your life needs the grace of a little bit of magic? And then look at, you know, the subject line here of the eternal self versus the ego. So this week is time to focus on this subject and ask, am I ready to let go of the false self? And if I am I ready to lose sight of the shore before I see the other side? This is something that happens in healing trauma, is we have to be ready to let go of things and go into uncertainty in order to get to the other side. So that was pretty esoteric, but there was a coherence. So we'll see. Maybe if I just get one of each next time. Taurus, boy, take more than your share there. I mean, it is nice to shuffle them because the jumpers are just undeniable. And there we go. We're going to take this. When I get a jumper now, I'm just going to turn it over. Oh, God, I have to look both. All right. I'm terrible. I think from here on out, I'm going to just cut the cards. I will shuffle, and I do one shuffle and one flips. They just dictate, you guys. You can have a plan, and they say, oh, no, darling, here's what you're doing. Okay. So I'll take one shuffle through, and then I will ask for the cut, and it's Fairy Godmother again. All right. For Geminis, we've got Do Wacky Do up first. And guess what? Two of them came out. Do Wacky Do, and if there is a judge, you are it. Okay, so this is talking about how you judge yourself and how much you let yourself just be goofy and silly. Geminis can be some of the most wonderfully silly people because they just... the thoughts just fly through, and if they give voice to them, they can be absolute delights to be around. But sometimes, you know, we don't let ourselves be that way, Gemini, because we judge ourselves and say, you know, here's how I want to appear. Ego again. So this is talking about getting a little wacky, getting a little crazy, and recognizing if anybody's going to judge you, you're the one. You're the judge, so let the judgments go and guess how much of your business is what other people think of you. Zero. None of your business what they think of you. All right, this is Nine of Cups. And I mean, look at this. It's Nine of Cups, but it's still so intense looking. And this is a deck that I have discovered is out of print. And people are selling it for lots of money. Okay, chalices. Beware of what you desire, because what you desire will be what you will become. Okay. So, what do you think about that? What you desire is what you will become. I think that desire is what will become. You know? Beware of what you desire, because you're putting importance on it that may not actually reside in that thing. It's the desire that gets important, because it's not about the thing. It's about, I've got to fulfill this. I've got to fix this. God, this desire. It's one of the forms of suffering. It's attachment. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I want, I want, I want. So we really need to look at what the role of desire is and how much of a victim we are of it. How much do we let desire run the show? And just, I want what I want all the good feelings, chasing that that thing that then we try to make stay, but it doesn't stay because everything is impermanent. So strong Buddhist thread going on here tonight, but it's because of the cards that are popping up. So check that out. And Fairy Godmother says to you this week, again, like the Tauruses, what do you need to ask Goddess for? If she showed up and said, I will give you one wish, what would that be? Think very hard. And when you think about, oh, I would love to have this, I would love to have that. Think about if somebody walked up and said, I'm handing this to you right now, would you take it? Why or why not? Sometimes we're very afraid of getting the things that we strongly desire. So Gemini, think about that. Think about your desire. Think about what it is you really want outside of the desire. What do you really need? What are you trying to bring into your life? And then have a chat with the Fairy Godmother about it. Have a chat with the fairies. Have a chat with your guides. And make a wish. Time to make a wish. Also time to just be your goofy selves, Gemini, and don't let the perceived judgment of other people slow you down. All right? Okay, that went a little faster. I think we can do this. I think we can. I think we can. Right. Yes, nothing lasts forever. That's impermanence. Literally. Everything changes. There's not a goddamn thing in the universe that is permanent except the energy. But that energy is constantly changing form. And the form is what we get hung up on. So, there's that potency and fertility, the force and the form. And it really is the form that we so desire. And it's the condition of being human. You're in a body that has senses. Those senses like to do their job, and we like things that delight those senses, but then we get attached to those things. And when we're attached, what we're doing is constantly looking to the future with what can I bring into my life for going after and getting something, rather than being in the moment and saying, what are the delights that are in my life right now? How can I enjoy my life as it is right now? Okay. Cancer. I'm going to take it off the top because that one wanted to flip. Somewhere there is an energy leak. I've been doing this lately. I think it's because I need electrolytes. My throat's been drying out on me. I had a reading the other night and it was very difficult because my throat was just like locking up on me. All right. Cancers, come on. All right. I was hoping my friend Samantha were here tonight because yesterday was her birthday and I did talk to her the day before yesterday. And we have the High Priestess there. And we're going to see her and celebrate with her tomorrow. But I was hoping she might be here tonight. All right. And then we have unity. Wow, so themes are repeating. Somewhere there is an energy leak, Cancer. It's time to get your boundaries firm. Work on that this week. Getting your roots down, getting the egg around you. The prayer circles that we do on Saturday, I always take us through a grounding. Ground energy comes up and down around, and then you pull energy in and it goes down and up, and you are held in like this double egg with connections to the earth and the cosmos, and it's fabulous and wonderful. But the thing is, you have to stay mindful of that, like not like every minute, but do a damn good meditation on it. And then periodically throughout the day, maybe you have an alarm on your phone that just says, grounding. And you take a moment to say, okay, where is it? Where am I? And just reinforce until things become habitual with getting your grounding and your boundaries solid. So, but in mostly though, Cancer, I'm thinking that there's a place you need to say no, that there's a place that you just really need to plug a hole. Either it's an activity that is not bringing you any joy that needs to go on hiatus for a while, or there's a person that's trying to kind of suck you dry, or just going a little bit too far and you're too kind and nurturing and, caretaking, let's call it what it is, to say no. All right, High Priestess says, don't cry if white is the color of mourning, M-O-U-R. Destiny is much older than the present. Laugh at your ignorance and receive knowledge. Okay, let's see. Don't cry if white is the color of mourning. I have not a clue what that means. Destiny is much older than the present. Okay. Laugh at your ignorance and receive knowledge. All right, let's just go with the High Priestess here. So this is time to practice, really start earnestly practicing those priestess skills, Cancer, or priest skills, if that's how you identify. Grounding is the basic. That is basic. If you don't have that down, the rest of it has no foundation. It has no foundation to rest on. So High Priestess here is saying to start doing these practices so you can learn their secrets. And you're not just going to be learning the secrets of magic and the practices, but you're going to be learning the secrets of yourself as well. You're going to be learning what's inside, what's in your unconscious makeup, what's in your energy body, what's in your emotional body. So going beneath the surface, beneath the identity, beneath the ego, into the energy body and saying, who am I really? What are my secrets? What is my destiny? And how can I practice every day so that I am ready for it, when the next step shows itself. All right, then we have unity here, and let's go to the book. This is the number 1 card. And these are the singers of the realms in this deck. These beautiful, luminous things are called the singers of the realm. So this is union, mystical experience, spiritual home. So I don't even need to go any farther there. So when you do this grounding work and you do the meditation work and then the more advanced magical work, then is when you experience that unity. And boy, this is a theme tonight. That eternal bliss card came out in the beginning. And so we really are talking about seeking unity with this planet, seeking unity with ourselves, seeking unity with, all creatures, all of life, and doing it while you're still in a body. It's a balancing act, It is a balancing act. I think it was on Saturday that I said something about when you do choral work or you play with a group or an orchestra, and you have to hang on to your part and focus on that, but then you also have to be able to open your ears and hear what's going on with the rest of the group. So it's this dual focus. And the same thing with unity, striking that balance in the dual focus of being in my individual identity, illusory though it is, I can't talk. And then also expanding into unity. So, all right, Cancer. Time to get busy and practicing. That's the whole message there, is just it's practice time. And practice not in the sense of getting better or getting perfect at it. Yes, you certainly need to get better at it. But what did I do here? Oh, that's what I did. Okay. But practice as just a routine. You know, when you think about it like a spiritual practice, it's something you do every day. It's not something that you've got a goal, I need to get better, I need to get better. You know, you just do it every day. It's a routine, it's a regimen. That's practice. So that's what we do. And it's such a joy. You know, when the practice is spiritual and magical, it's a joyful thing. All right. Woof. And here comes the next one. Okay. Oh, you guys, I love them all. They are on it tonight. The theme is so solid. All right. And here we have, and we're getting majors. I think we've got nothing but majors from Ludy Lescot so far. We've got Justice there. This is Leo. All right, the Master Maker. Wow. Okay. First card up here, Leo, is There Is No You. Ego. It's false. It's, oh my gosh. I mean, if you think about, let's just go down a rabbit hole for a minute, hot second here. Taking my socks off because it is a hot second here. Okay. So you have this eternal energy ball. You know, you have the vast sea of energy. And in that energy, there is some identity that maintains, you know, from one life to the next. This is one of my big spiritual questions, is, you know, if we completely dissolve everything, what is it that I still identify as me? You know, when people talk about crossing over and near-death experiences, and they talk about meeting their team and these beings, there are beings. So we still have, you know, some identity, but it is pure. It is the fullness of who we are. It is in full understanding and full connection and full unity with all that is. It doesn't have the illusion of being separate, let's put it that way. But then you come onto this planet, and first of all, you have your wheels of karma that are turning from all your past lives. The ones that are still, you know, have not been completed. And those have magnetic quality to them as well. So when your soul is being drawn back down into the earth school, when you make the decision, it's time to go down again, other people's karma and their magnetic wheels can attract you in. Now, the most powerful attractive karmic wheels are those people with whom you have had karmic business before in one form or another. So those people you're going to be drawn to, but sometimes there's not a door open there for you to get through. So you come in, sometimes you just need to come in to do something on your own. You're not trying to hook up with some other people. So you just get drawn, you know, magnetically drawn to another setup that is going to allow you to experience the lessons you need. So you get pulled in, and then from their genetics, you get the identity of looks and race and height and sexual, you know, sex and gender expression and all of that stuff. And then, you know, you're born with the reflection of a natal chart in the planets, and that influences the outward personality as well. And also that outward personality is something that can help bring your karmic lessons to you. So, whoo, baby. Have fun thinking about those things when you're on your own here. Okay. Okay, Becca, I'm reading your comment here. Like really strong barriers every day so far. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, you want to continue that. You want everybody ought to continue it every freaking day. Is that my pie? Yes, he is. Come here, pie. Pie. Here. Come on. Come on. There he is. Hi, baby. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Yes, I got a feather for you. Come on up. Stinker. Oh. He brought me his ball, you guys. He wants to play fetch. Hold up. Here. I know you want to run. He's not going to let me pick him up. Not going to let me do it. All right, hold up. Down he goes, down the stairs. See, he brings his ball when he wants to play fetch. And he dropped it behind me, and I didn't see him, so he meowed at me. He's a smart boy. He's a fun boy. All right. Back to the cards. There is no you, and then we have justice here. So we need to bring this into balance, this, you know, that beginning of freak and no trip without a tripper, this mind-blowing stuff that we can immerse ourselves in and think about. And then we have to bring ourselves back into the real world. Here we go. It's the balance again. Oh, my God. I don't know that they've ever been this consistent. Justice. The world is unjust. Do you know how to be just? Then the rest of the world can even be mud. Okay, the world is unjust. Do you know how to be just? So I want to pair it with this, though, and talk about just bringing that egolessness into balance with the personality and the storyline that you're carrying in the flesh, in this form, this goddess-given form. And then this is the master maker: skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, invention. And, you know, maybe one of the reasons that I've been going through such intense depression this week is just because at my age, there's a lot of review. It's a lot of life review. There's parts of my own story that are just starting to really clarify themselves to me now. But, you know, I'm looking back a lot because I got a Pisces moon. I'm looking back a lot. And are you bringing it back? Oh, he's drinking water. Here, wait. He's drinking water over here. Pee-pie. He's right there. That's him sitting drinking water. I'm going to see if I can get him to come up here. What can I attract him with? I hope you guys are ready to hang out for a little while, because it's almost an hour and we're just on to Leo. Oh my God. All right. Aw. Okay, so anyway, balancing the ego. I forget what I said. Oh, Master Maker is about craftsmanship, mastery. So Leo, you too are looking at mastering something here, and it is mastering the balance. So your subject this week, and if you notice, readings are changing here from what's coming up this week and what you're going to be dealing with to here's a spiritual concept for you to think about this week. And for you, Leo, it is about that balance and becoming very skillful in these practices. So the only way we become skillful is we practice, right? We do get more skillful, but that's not the point. That's not the point of it. The point of it is just to show up and do it, because if you start thinking about where you're going to get with it, you're already off track, especially if you're doing like Zen stuff. Hey, Pie, come here. Here he comes, here he comes. Come on. I know you want to. Come on. Come on, no stink. Come on up. Come on. There's my boy. Okay, now you are mine. I got you. I got you, and everybody wants to say hi. Say hi to everybody, people. He's just a void. He's just an absolute void and a shadow. Oh, my baby boy. I love him so much. I dropped the bag. Where did it go? Because I really don't want him tearing it up. Oh, well, I'll find it later. Anyway, skillful means. This is a Buddhist phrase talking about doing the things that you need to do for, to bring your ego and everything into balance, and not just winging it, but doing it by practices that have been proven to work. Meditation practices, whatever spirituality tradition you vibe with, looking at their practices and the ones that have been done for thousands of years and doing those things because they work. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. You have a kiss? Did you have a kiss? Can you come around here? There, we can see him a little bit. There, you haven't been up here in a long time when I've been doing readings. Bill? Oops, these are up. Here we go. All right, on to Virgo. Oh, all right, let's do this. Virgo gets the freak too. And Justice again. All right, well, this is what's coming up. You see me shuffle, right? Maybe you don't see me shuffle. All right, shuffle once through and then we cut. The Singer of Connection. Okay. So, Virgo, for you, the balance point with the Justice card in the middle here is about where you feel like you don't fit in, where you feel like you're a weirdo and a freak and just people don't understand you and you don't fit in. And bringing that into balance with the Singer of Connection here. So, the phrase I'm getting in my head is horses for courses. That not everybody is everybody else's cup of tea, or best friend material, or, dating material. We all have different facets for different people. And there are some people that when we're around them, they just make us feel wrong. And boy, this is resonating for me because that's been the kind of form of my depression, is just feeling wrong. So looking at that and thinking, that can send you off into a tailspin, that I need to be different than I am. I need to change myself so I will be accepted, so that I will feel part of the group, that kind of thing. Hey, come back up here. Come back up here. What are you doing? Come back up here. Are you going to bail out? Ooh, thanks for the butt in the face. Thank you. Okay, everybody, did you get a good shot of his butt? Lord. So here's the thing. Just because somebody thinks you're weird and maybe it's somebody that you respect or you think you would like to be a friend of, it doesn't mean you really are. You're weird to them, all right? Maybe they're not your person. Maybe those are the people that you need to step away from and find your tribe. So I think this is talking about kind of working on finding your tribe, Virgo, and finding the people that you vibe with, finding the people that can support your particular weirdness, or at least just give it space, right? Without judgment. And those are the people that you connect with. The Singer of Connection says they're out there. Your tribe is out there. You just have to find them. And knowing that they're out there can alleviate some of that feeling of I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm a freak. And feeling like a weirdo and a freak isn't bad in and of itself. It's the feeling wrong. And I'm wrong, And and I'm not supposed to be that way. I should be some other way. This one woman I know who was a counselor used to say, don't should on yourself. The shoulds are a fiction. They are some imagined standard that we think we're supposed to live up to and that we're not. But what that ignores is just the reality. You should be what you are. Byron Katie of The Work. She's amazing. Always says, shoulds are an argument with reality. And she says, anytime you argue with reality, you lose, but only 100% of the time. So that's another one to think about. So this week, Virgo, it's time to let your freak flag fly, to find the people that it is safe to be among, to let it fly, to bring balance between your uniqueness and finding the people you can connect with, and avoiding those ones in the middle that have a judgment for you. All right? Okay. Yes, he is a beautiful boy. Even his little butt's beautiful. And he has a tattoo. He's a punk. He's a rebel, too. He's got this tiny little tattoo on his belly to show that he's been neutered. All right. Libra. We have the path. And I love it's a heart. And there's a peace sign in the middle, and there's a start and an end. And then I get my feet on the ground. Ooh, this is our first non-major for Libra. 7 of Wands. Oh no, I did that. Oh, uh-oh. I goofed. Hold on. And you, oh, where did I go wrong? I didn't, is the answer to that question. What the fuck am I thinking here? I know what made me, because there is a card that is this design. And I thought that I was doing things all backwards. Okay. Now we cut. And we have Mick the Myomancer. If you have this deck, he spells it M-Y-K. Is that I look at that as Mick, but I'm thinking it might be Mike. And does it matter? No, it doesn't. Okay, Libra. Okay, so Libra, time to focus this week on your path. And, you know, the capital P path is a buzzword that we hear a lot in, you know, the spiritual movement now. You know, I don't know what my path is. Somebody help me find my path. I don't know if I'm a pagan. I don't know if this, that, you know, help me find my path. Here's the secret. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want you to see more of these lights. Here's the secret to that. Look down. You're on it. You cannot be anywhere but on your path in this lifetime. Remember that you are seeing things from ground level, and that your guides and spirit, the goddess divine, can see the big ass picture. And so you might think, I'm not on my path because circumstances have not taken you to where your dreams said you should be. Shoulding on yourself. So rather than deal with reality and deal with our dissatisfaction where we are now, we say that, you know, I'm not on my path and I have to change something and do something different. Well, that may be true. But the thing is, you are always, always, always on your path. And your lessons are always there in front of you. So when you feel like you're on the wrong path and the urge is so very strong to make a change, stop where you are and look at where you're dissatisfied. What am I dissatisfied with? And why? And what am I comparing where I am to? Am I shooting on myself? You know? So Libra, that is your job this week, to really identify your path, to recognize that you're on it, and to take a good look at the lessons that are in front of you right now. And then we have 7 of Wands. I keep going way into this book, forgetting that it's a Lo Scarabeo, so there's very few pages. All right. 7 of Wands says, love, peace. That's for you, Libra, isn't it, though? Oh, my gosh. Love, peace, but if you must fight, fight furiously and never retreat even one step. And Libras are like that. You know, they are very reactive, and they crave peace. It is the whole reason they're here. It's like my path is here to, you know, create peace and understanding, to negotiate, to be the diplomat, to, you know, communicate in that way. There we go. And when it's time to pick up the staff and fight, it's saying do this. So you, Libra, on your path, look at what it is you need to stand up and fight for, where it's not just a matter of peace out. You know, peace out, everybody, and that'll make it all better. So what on your path now are you being asked to stand up and fight for? And then make the Myomancer. This book is falling apart. It always kind of blows my mind when hardback books fall apart. Okay. Small clues, details, the messages everywhere, patience. Okay. So on your path here, Libra, it's time to notice all of the details. This may be little tiny battles, little tiny ones. But what you're being asked here is, where are you maybe acquiescing where you really need to oppose? Where are you seeking peace when it's not time for peace yet? We haven't arrived at the place where peace can be negotiated. I need to stand up and fight for something here. And as distasteful as it is to you, Libra, now is the time. This needs to be done. And it is one of the lessons on your path. How do you fight? How are you a peaceful warrior? You know? What does it mean to stand up and fight non-violently without harming? And, you know, disappointing somebody else is not harming them. It's not, really not. Okay. Now we're on to Scorpio. Perfect one for them. It says, you are our God. Here we have the Two of, I believe that is Pentacles. How's everybody doing? Questions? Comments? And we've got one of the singers. The singer that showed up for Beltane, he of the fiery sword. Oh, Scorpio, is that ever a scorpionic card? All of these. You are our God. And then the Two of Pentacles. Let's look that one up. All right. The dance of waiting has the unique partner of one's own heartbeat. Ooh. So this is talking about waiting. Waiting. You are our God. All right. So where does divinity reside within you, Scorpio? And you're like, everywhere. I love you. I love Plutonian people. Because I am one. So time to sort of identify that divinity, that connection with divinity. Also, identify where maybe you might be a little full of yourself, where you might be thinking this is all down to me, you know. All right, let me give that one a minute or two. I think I'm gonna try to look that one up here. Please let me turn right to the page. They're telling me start from the back. Please, please, please. There it is. I turned to it. Yay. There is none other. This is the other side of the There Is No You card, which also came up tonight. The kingdom of heaven is within, and you can find yourself ever anew in the universe. However, as God, you are part of humanity. Thus, the Buddhists encourage infinite compassion for all living beings. All right. Remembering, too, that we are the gods. We are the consciousness of the universe. Why are we so very different from the rest of the creatures in what we imagine, what we create, in the demons that haunt our brains? because we have consciousness, because fucking Prometheus stole fire from the gods. What do you think that means? It's consciousness, this spark, this thing that makes us want an identity and identify with an identity, that puts us into eternal suffering, because that's not the case. That's not the state of things. So, I closed the book. So just really looking at that, and oh yes, that's what I was saying, that we are the consciousness of the gods here, clothed in earth, in order to celebrate, experience, revel in our creation. This co-creation that is this incredible earth, this co-creation that is the life that we create, the beliefs that we seek after and build within ourselves. All of these things, being pagan, being a witch, this is part of my belief system, that I am the goddess. And she's looking out of my eyes, and she is experiencing this life. So that's a shift in perspective. What does that mean? How does that feel when you see yourself as divine and start looking out through your own eyes to experience, without that subjectivity, without that, without the shoulds, at face value? This is it. We can experience life at face value. Now, the Two of Pentacles here that talked about waiting, with the sound of your heartbeat, there you go. Just for you, Scorpio, it's a pause time to connect with your heart, to see how you are when you're waiting on the things that you feel should be here. I am one with the goddess, and I am the goddess. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's look at He of the Fiery Sword. The active principle. This is potency. Spiritual will, justice, protection. But this is the force. This is potency. So, Scorpio, it's saying that you have that power within you, but right now it's kind of time for a pause, to just sort of hold still for a little while. Remember the when you don't know what to do, don't do anything. And remember the just the practice of being in this moment, seeing things just at face value without putting stories or judgments on top of them. And that, when you get that together, that's what unlocks the power and the force. And you can be a driving force. Nobody does it like Scorpio with the intensity of the force. So, recognizing your divinity, pausing to rest in that, and then tapping into the force to take yourself to the next place, the next step. All right, Sagittarius. Try to relax, is what that says. Ooh, this one. All right, these are coming out. There's like, hold up, y'all. No, there's way a whole bunch. No, we're just going to go with here. So now we have is that the knight or the page? I think that's the page. Let me find out. Oh, this is one great thing with Ludy Lescot. In the beginning of the book, they have all the little symbols so you can recognize everybody. This is the knave, yes, not the knight. The Knave of Pentacles. And we have the Guardian at the Gate, another one of the singers. So we've had 3 singers show up, and there aren't that many of them. They're a very small group at the beginning of the deck. So the singers are those pure spiritual energies that really call us into practice. And, you know, being a Pisces moon, there is a very strong spiritual vibe going on, and the fairies want me to take a little sip on their behalf. You're welcome. Okay. Sagittarius, try to relax. Page of Pentacles is to study, to look at things, to really get down to the details and learn something. Let's look at their little verse. Bring the world into your books. Let what you write embrace the world and not remain within the walls of your home. Okay, so I mean, it's talking about writing your experience down, but then sharing it, you know, really sharing it with the world or sharing it with other people. So Sagittarius, time to look at your wisdom. Relax and look at just the nature of your wisdom. Look at the things that you know. Maybe start writing down, especially if you're constantly looking outside of yourself for answers. Hold on. Time to sit back and start writing a list of, here's what I know. Here's what I really, really know. Most of those things are going to be things you learned from trauma. What you really, really know. So I'm not talking about like college stuff. I'm talking about wisdom, spirituality, the big lessons, the major arcana here. What do you really, really know? Like, one of the things that I really, really know is that you can't change someone else. You can't make them change. I really know that. It's the fucking truth. No two ways about it. So, what is it that you really, really know? What is your wisdom? Then we have the guardian at the gate. This is what opens the gate for you. Whoops. Everything's falling apart. Passages to new life, openings, gatekeeping. So, hold on. The boxes went flying. All right. I have a part that I have put a line around. I'm going to read that. The principal task of the guardian at the gate is to facilitate the passage from one realm to another and to block the passage of that which is not ready to pass. These realms may be Earth, Fairy, the cosmos of the singers, or unity. They can also be considered as levels of reality or states of consciousness. So I'm going to take out that section in the middle. These realms may be considered as levels of reality or states of consciousness. In one state of consciousness, we're in the ordinary world. In another, we're in fairy or unity. This is what we've been talking about all night so far. Our bodies don't move, but our minds do. The guardian at the gate of unity facilitates the passage of the song into the hearts of the singers and aids the passages of humans and fairies into unity to be filled by that song when it is their time. We cannot make the mystical experience happen to us. We can only open our hearts wider and wider until we're ready, or usually only momentarily, to receive it. So this is it. This is talking about magic. This is talking about an initiatory process. This is talking about you cannot force change to happen. You can catalyze, you can set up, you can learn, you can be ready, you can prepare. You can kick off a ritual that opens the door, that opens the gate. That's all you can actually choose to do. Then the experience is going to happen on its own, and you will know what it is all about. And that's mystery. You know, it's that thing, those things that we can learn but that we cannot teach. So that's what it's talking about here, is mystery. Relaxing into it, looking at what your wisdom is, what do you know for sure, stepping through that gate, preparing, do some rituals, step through it, put yourself in that mystical place. This is the one thing, one of the best times of my life was after my ex-husband left me with an 18-month-old. And no job and no money and all kinds of stuff. And in those months of figuring out what I was going to do, I was down, I had a temple. I had a dedicated temple room. Fireplace in the south, kitchen wall was on the north, sliding doorway in the east, and the bathroom was in the west with the water. So it was perfectly set up. The whole room was my temple. And I was down there every damn day doing ritual. And I would put Morgana to bed, and I would go down into the temple room and do ritual, and I experienced incredible things, just incredible things. And, you know, those things still resonate and live inside me. But you've got to open the gate. You've got to set up the circumstances, and you have to open the gate and let them through. And that's the message for you, Sagittarius, is this week it is time to relax, to rely on your wisdom, to open the gate, and then what happens to you there, bring it in and write it in your journal. Try to put those things in. That's where poetry comes from. That's what art, poetry, and music are. Trying to communicate things that are impossible to communicate by logic and words. But by a poem, we can cause someone to experience what we experienced. Right? You got to open up your heart and be open to the experience of it. All right. Capricorn. Whoops. Here we go. This says think about it a while. I'm really liking the way the Morgans is working out tonight. Think about it for a while, Capricorn. So, sounds like this week is not the week for big action. We got the Nine of Wands here. Ooh, think about it for a while. And this is the card about boundaries, keeping your boundaries and, you know, watching them. So time to maybe, all right, that one wanted to flip. We're taking it. Penelope Dreamweaver there. So think about it a while, pull back, get some boundaries around, shut a door, get yourself in a room with a door so you can feel safe. You can feel that, you know, your companion is your heartbeat, and be vigilant about it. So while we're thinking about things, we need to keep boundaries firm. And then Penelope Dreamweaver is about dreaming the next phase. What is the next phase going to be? This is what you're doing when you're thinking about things. It's not just thinking about it, it's going to be dreaming about it as well. Inspiration, magical dreams, and visions. So time to pull back, to let your mind wander, Capricorn. Catch whatever you can on paper, whether that's in words or colors or whatever. And let yourself start to let go and dream and get some magical creation going. So the think about it for a while isn't just your logical left brain. It is your magical right brain as well, because that's the part that solves the problems. Yeah, there are so many stories of chemists and, you know, physicists and scientists, mathematicians trying to solve problems, and they can't solve it, they can't solve it, they can't solve the problem, fall asleep in front of a fire and have a dream about something. Like there was a structure of an atom dream that somebody had, and I can't remember who it was. Bohr's? Is that the name? I don't know. Pulled that out of my ass. Check it up. Check it out, somebody. But yeah, when you bring the issue into your mind and you create the space for it, the sacred space, that's what this is talking about with boundaries, creating a circle in sacred space, and then let your mind wander and go free and go into daydreaming. Again, that's like the guardian, that's like opening the gate to allow things to come in from the outside, psychic impressions, but also to allow your mind to synthesize, to take all the ideas you have about something, all the images you have, all your resources, and to start synthesizing and rolling them together, kind of like I do with these cards, trying to match them together and pull out a storyline. You do that in your brain, and then you come with the solution. All right, Capricorn, that was pretty clear. Thank you, cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. We got 3 more to go. And I like this pulling method too. It's very quick. We've got the path again. And we've got the 9 of Wands again. And we've got unity again. All right. 3 repeats for you, Aquarius. And boy, I hear the disgruntlement. They don't want to be like anybody else. They want something uniquely theirs. Too bad. Okay. So you too have to look at your path, where you are on it. Are you satisfied with that? How well defined is it? How much of an idea do you have about where you want to go? Not where you should go, but where you want to go. And if you're an Aquarius, you have a damn good idea. You have a rock solid idea that you will not fucking change. Aquarius, yes, holds on to their ideas. They know what they know, and there's a strong intuitive ability. So that Penelope Dreamweaver, the last one, that's your intuitive ability. There's the intellect, logical intellect, and then there's intuition. Okay, the path. And I want to read what Ludy Lescot says about Nine of Wands. I didn't look that one up, did I? I don't remember. The memory of beautiful things must be cherished. The memory of painful things must be protected. Okay, so talking about the different qualities of memories. Beautiful things cherished, traumatic things or painful things to be protected. What does that mean? All right. I mean, obviously cherishing beautiful memories. We know what that means. But protected from what? Not protected from you, because those are the things that you need to go straight for in order to heal your trauma. Now, if you have CPTSD or PTSD or, you know, trauma that has really done some serious damage, and there are memories that are horribly triggering, then those do need to be protected in a way of put them in a separate place. NLP can help with this, neuro-linguistic programming. And, you know, we want to make sure that we are processing the trauma, that we're working with it, but you know, that trauma will show itself again and again and again and again as it gets triggered, no matter how much we work with it. And so we want to find a place where things can be at peace as well. And I think that's what this is talking about, is those painful memories, putting them in a protected space where they can't just pop up at will, you know. Maybe working at, I was telling somebody yesterday about a book called The Artist's Way. And it's, you know, a spiritual training program specifically for artists that are experiencing blockages. So they do a thing called morning pages. And you get up in the morning, you do 3 pages written, handwritten, just stream of consciousness. You're not trying to form sentences. You're not trying to think about everything. You're just pouring out all the crap that goes on in your head. And I think people that don't have dialogue, I mean, there are people that don't think in words in their head, and that blows my mind. But obviously this would not be an exercise for them. So you just pour everything out onto 3 pages. And when you filled the 3 pages, you close the book and put it away. These are not to be referred to. These are not to be reread or picked apart or analyzed. It is just getting the excess out of your head every morning. And you do it every morning, and it starts to really free up some brain space. And then as things go on, I'm sure as it becomes a habit, as you're, you know, 2 to 3 weeks in, maybe, other things might start showing up. Insights, inspiration, wonderful things that maybe you will want to mine out of those morning pages and use. But for now, it's talking about, and this is why I thought of it, just taking those memories and doing a spell where you scribble it out onto a page and then burn it, you know, to say, this is the part of it that is, I'm ready to process and let go. So you could do that. And then we have unity here. All right, here's the problem. You can't wall off parts of your consciousness if you are, and this is denial I'm talking about here. If you choose denial about something, then you wall off whole sections of your brain and whole sections of your access to your emotional energy, and you don't have unity. So it's talking about dealing with your memories in a way that you can have unity in your mind and not fragment, you know. You're not a fragmented person, bringing things into unity. But understanding your path and the incidents along the way, dealing with the memories the way you need to in order to feel safe and functional, and in order for your brain to be a unified thing. That's your job this week, Aquarius. I'm not going too over. Okay. Pisces. It's a dog eat dog food world. All right. Oh my God, it's the Nine of Wands again, you guys. And look, this deck doesn't have like cards that are bent or that stick out in some way. They're all very clean, but there's that Nine of Wands again. Is this 3 times in a row or just 3 times? Holy crap. All right. And we have He of the Fiery Sword again. All right. So Pisces. It's a dog eat dog food world. This is asking you to look at where you are making yourself a victim, where your belief system is telling you that the world is not a safe place. It's a dog eat dog world. Everybody's out to get you. I don't even know if this was what it means in the Morgan's book, but this is what I'm getting here. It is very easy for Pisces through their empathy and compassion to feel, you know, what it feels like to be a victim and to put themselves in that role. So time to check that process, Pisces. And then we've got the, they're screaming at me here, you guys. I need to do another one. And we have the Fool. So 2 repeats. So the Fool talked about getting drawn into something, into somebody's music. All right. So this is talking about not letting yourself get drawn into someone else's victim story and not letting yourself get seduced by your own victim story. He of the Fiery Sword says, where's your power? Where's your potency? Where's your action, Pisces? So look at the stories you're telling yourself. Are you calling yourself a victim? Because it can be a very seductive thing to talk about how we've been wounded and to just really identify with that. So now we're back to the identity thing. And maybe the first step out of the victim story is there something for me to learn here? What's the power position? Where's the empowerment point? Where can I step into taking control of this situation on my terms? What can I learn? What am I here to do? What is this teaching me so I can make a choice about whether this is the right way to go or not? Okay? He of the Fiery Sword says, no, you are not a victim. Hold on, I gotta fuck with my flowers. Suddenly, all of a sudden, because I don't know why, but I have to. Anyway, He of the Fiery Sword says it's time to be active, not passive. Pisces being mutable water is ultimate passivity because, you know, so sensitive that the emotions just sort of wash you back and forth. And mutability means that I just flow with it. I just bend and flow with it. But, you know, the balance of water is fire, and He of the Fiery Sword says it's time to draw that sword, get a bit of a boner about something here, about pulling yourself out of the victim story and into empowerment story. Protecting yourself against the things that want to pull you into that victim story. This shows that, the seductive song, and this shows being behind a solid wall and having a barrier there. So let's turn the story around about the world as a big mean place. Look at how you can dream a new one, Pisces, and literally like imagine yourself with a fiery sword and see what you do with it. That's your challenge this week. Okay, all right, Baby Joe. So, yes, somebody else's story. Is this mine? Is this my responsibility? You know, if you're dealing with a child, that's one answer. If you're dealing with another adult, whole nother answer. So this is about getting clear about where your boundaries are. Where do you say no? Where is one step too far? Okay. Now we're on Aries. This is our last. I didn't go too far over. Nobody here but us folk. I couldn't pick up the damn cards. All right. They're telling me shuffle them twice. And that's why. Because some wanted to come springing out. We'll take the one on top. If we need to look further, we'll look on the ones below because they came out as a clump. This is Six of Swords. And then we have Taum the Poet again. Okay, Aries. Nobody here but us folk is like, let your hair down, man. There's nobody here but, you know, family and friends. You can be who you are. We're all people, you know, we're all people on this journey. None of us is any more special or deserving or worthy than anybody else. So relax, let your hair down, hang out with your folk. Then we've got Six of Swords, which talks about crossing into new territory, going through troubled waters and arriving in a better place. Let me find the swords. Where are you? Okay. Six of Swords. The voyage begins in the mind and ends in the body. The first step already takes you far. Edgar Cayce said the mind is the builder. That everything starts in the mind first, as a flash of inspiration, as an idea, as you know, something I would like to see. How do I make it happen? There's always the spark here first, and then the mind starts saying, how? How do I accomplish this? What does it mean? The mind starts working it over, right? And then it has to come through your body in some way. You know, I talk about magic and the Magician card. And the true style of the Magician... Rose! Rose! Hi! I'm so glad you're here. Yes, you did. You missed almost everything. I'm on the last one. But the Capricorn one was really good. Well, you'll have to watch. I'm so glad you're here, my dear. So the correct image of the Magician, which I don't even think is the way in the Smith-Waite deck, is with the left hand up and the right hand pointing down. Usually we see the right arm up and the left hand pointing down. But the left hand is the receiving hand, and that one goes up to receive spirit, to receive the energy, to receive the message, the inspiration, and then it has to come down through the body and into earth, which is manifest. It's manifest if we can perceive it with the senses. So any idea that you have has to come through your body and out the other end. Whether that end is your mouth, telling someone something, singing something, whether it's through your hands, writing something, playing an instrument, creating something, whether it's through your feet, being a dancer, you know, taking a stand for something. But out the other end, you know, or maybe it's just poop. Maybe the idea is just poop and you gotta let it go through your body. Anyway, all right. Sorry, my humor goes too far. You go too far. All right. So this talks about, yes, taking something and going to a better place with it, bringing it through your body, taking it from this place to that place through determination of will. So we've got swords here. That's the will. And it's saying, I am catching this ship. I know where I'm going. I am willing to take a journey. I am willing to cross, to go into emotional territory. That's the water. I am willing to go into emotional territory in order to move beyond where I am now. And then Taum the Poet talks about creating that, doing, you know, listening to the muse, creating what you need to create. So I want to look for this one, the Nobody Here But Us Folk. It's boop. All right. And yeah, the best tactic here is just to bounce around in the book. And if we don't see it, Then we go through the laborious method of turning every fucking page. This is the only thing I don't like about this deck. But it fucks with you. You know, it's the nature of the deck. It wants you to access your bright brain and not look for the answers that it's giving you, because as you've noticed, when you look it up, sometimes it's no answer at all. So this deck forces you to rely on intuition, but not me. All right. So nobody here but us folk, they say, on levels of incomprehensible enlightenment, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva have achieved self-forgetfulness. So we're back to the beginning of the theme about the ego dissolving. As have Venus, Kali, Maya, Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Anubis, Thoth, Osiris, Horus, Hermes, Tara, the dolphin, Ra, Saturn, Mars, Christ, Buddha, Jehovah, the Devas, Ahura Mazda, the 99 attributes of Allah, the white goddess, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so talking about self-forgetfulness, and we're back to now the collective rather than the individual ego. Nobody here but us folk. Look at our infinite variety within yourself and around, all around you with the people there. This is one of the things, that first card, one of the first cards that came out was the Eternal Bliss. Being able to relax and just be with the world the way it is. Face value. Kicking your judgments out, because that's the work of the ego, is judging everything and desiring and liking and disliking. So we kick all that out and we can truly be ourselves. And then, Aries, it's time to look at, where am I taking this? Where am I, sorry, where am I taking my creative abilities, the things I have created? What do I want to do with them? And really starting to take that step and begin the journey for you, Aries. So, wow, you guys, crazy, huh? Ooh, and then we had the Knight of Swords. Time to really kick it off, Aries. I seem to remember saying something like that pretty recently about Aries kicking things off. So, you guys, wow, I did our general reading in the beginning, so I'm not going to do another one now because we're at almost an hour and 45 minutes, the longest one I've done in a while, but I'm enjoying this. Terribly much enjoying. Okay, to the Faeries, to Ludy, Lescot, to Morgans. I offer this in thanks for excellent messages tonight. Thank you all, everybody. And thank you as well. This is all the brandy I can have when I'm on keto, because any more than that and my liver won't be able to handle it. But it's enough. I just love it. I love my brandy. So... all right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Take care if you're feeling a lot of depression. Like I said yesterday, it was just my absolute worthlessness coming through and feeling just terribly wrong. It has definitely lightened up today. And that might have been the moon moving from Aquarius into Pisces yesterday. Finished up in Aquarius yesterday, and those thoughts were just everywhere. I think I need to go hit my puffer. Because, of course, there's tree pollen everywhere and flower pollen and all kinds of flowers that are usually not blooming together are blooming together. So, I'm feeling it here. All right. Take care. I am looking at this Saturday after prayer circle for the Zoom. And I think what I may do is just post that link in the prayer circle video. I will also post it over on Zen Witch Tarot and Astrology on Facebook, at Luna Zen Witch on Facebook. So, bonne nuit, Becca, my darling. Sleep well. Oyasumi nasai. Rose, I'm glad. Yes, catch up in the replay. I am going to put the timestamps in now. I always just shut things down and forget about it, so I will put the timestamps in now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I don't see any likes. What's up, you guys? Did you not like me? Okay. When I am going through terrible depression and feeling so wrong, and I look over and there are 0 likes after an hour and 45. Now, come on. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Just do that for me. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching. Hit the like button, everybody. Let me see. I look forward to seeing the likes show up. Please, please. Begging. Anyway. Also, I'm starting to get things from YouTube about, oh, now I qualify for partnering with them, which means I get to make them money because I don't make any money from this. So, no, I'm not doing that. As of now, it is still my intention not to monetize my channel. But there are other things like community. I can make community posts now. So I can just post messages and tell you guys things. I think that sounds like a great idea. Anyway, I will see you on Saturday. And look at my Facebook page. I will put, oh my God, I will put a message there about when we are doing our Zoom party for my first 1,000 subscribers. Okay, you'll see them when you refresh. No, they usually show up as people do them. All right, well, if they're there, they're there. Okay, you guys, I love you. Take care. Blessed be. I'll see you later.